Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Tuesday, the 27th of June. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Thanks so much for joining us. Coming up, we're talking about all the family fun and adventures service members and their families are having during Warrior Summer and events coming up through the USO Fort Campbell, Nashville. We'll hear about what's happening and how you can sign up if you're a service member or you'd like to sign your family up. We'll have that coming up for you. And there's one important date they're sharing with us months ahead of a certain event. And then the Southern Appalachian have some of the highest aquatic diversity in the world. Our Tennessee traveler, Tom Adkinson, schools us on the expansion of the Tennessee Aquatic Center in Chattanooga. And then gaming collectibles, cards, and comics are some of the focus items for new Wave Hobbies on Dickson's Main Street. We'll hear from the owner on how he turned an online business into a brick and mortar store. But first, let's get a check of our headlines. Here's a look at the beginning stages of this project for the extension of the Cedar Creek Greenway in Mount Juliet, going to Mount Juliet League ballparks. This is what's underway right now. Commissioners approved $454,000 for the second phase of the Greenway that will go from Charlie Daniels Park to Lebanon Road. Now, you can read more on the state contributions to this and the timeline by visiting MainStreetMediaTN.com. The evolution story of country music in Nashville while watching the artistic craftsmanship of puppets like this one that you see in String City at Ford Theater and the Country Music Hall of Fame can be seen now. You can catch the show at 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. now through July 1st. It is free. Learn about the 10-year history of String City and how incredibly detailed the work is on the marionette puppets by going to MainStreetMediaTN.com and looking for Miss Cheap's story, String City Puppet Show celebrates its 10th anniversary of musical history performances in Nashville. And then the 77th annual Sumner County Fair kicks off today. You have from now until Saturday to enjoy your favorite carnival treats like the funnel cakes, those candy apples, and then a number of fun rides. Gates open at 6 p.m. each night. Now, admission prices are different per night. Check out the price to get in before going by visiting GallatinNews.com. And of course, no matter what you're planning, if you're going to be outdoors or need to know what the weather is going to be like, let's head over to Tennessee Valley Weather to find out what we can expect.
Hey folks, Ben Looney here with you in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, wishing you another great day as you check out this local forecast. All right, across the area otherwise for today, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot, and did I mention it's going to be hot, and by the end of the week, I think the chickens will be laying scrambled eggs. A little weather humor for you this morning. As we head through today, not much happening across the area. This carries us into tomorrow as well. Overall, it's going to look decent outside, but it will be much warmer today across the mid-state with highs well into the upper 80s to predominantly low 90s in most spots across the area. Now, as we look into tomorrow, though, models are trying to pick up on a little bit of a complex that's going to find its way into part of the area. Therefore, we'll put in a chance for a few spotty showers, and then one more system is going to jet across us as we look ahead to your Thursday and Friday. So we'll keep in a small chance for a scattered shower. Not going to help much in the temperature column. By the end of the week, most of you facing the triple digits. Heat indices by Friday could be as high as 110 degrees. That's something that we're tracking and watching very carefully. And another system tries to give us a smidgen better shot at seeing rain just in time for the weekend. Stay safe and stay cool. This is dangerous heat, especially by the end of the week. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you have a blessed day. I'll leave you with a final look at the forecast. Make it a fantastic Tuesday.
You know who she is by now, I hope. Executive Director of USO Fort Campbell, Nashville, Ann Jarvis, once again with us to talk about Warrior Summer and what is happening here on base at Fort Campbell. First off, always great connecting with you.
Yeah, our pleasure. We love having you here. We like talking about the USO.
And we love sharing it. And just so you know, we're going to start having regular segments with Ann, or not just Ann, but here with the USO and hear from Fort Campbell. But let's talk about Warrior Summer and what everyone can get involved with who are on base.
Yes, every weekend in June and July, we're doing something for families. Last week, we took families to the Adventure Center in Nashville. We've done Dunbar Cave tours. This week, we're doing Pennyroyal. We're also doing Pennyroyal in July. We're taking families to the zoo in July, and Madisonville's coming out. Their whole city's participating. We're going to do kayaking and a picnic and barbecue, as well as we're going to be floating down Clarksville's Red River with Float Your Boat. So we're doing a lot of really fun things for Warrior Summer.
That sounds like a blast. And you know, there are so many service members here in Clarksville, Montgomery County, and a little bit outside of. How do they sign up for this? Because are there just limited spots?
There are limited spots. So June is looking pretty full, but July actually opens up last week of June. So make sure you are looking at our website. That's where everybody registers under the events tab, fortcampbell.uso.org, and that's where you can find out all the information. It's kind of, Warrior Summer is our way to get families into the community and see what all the fun things that we have around here that you can do that's super local and free to do.
Because there are so many things to do here in Clarksville, Montgomery County, and you guys always have people moving in and moving out, so it is great that you're getting this information. Now, what has been one of the favorite trips or activities thus far?
You know, every year we do Dunbar Cave. You know, that's right in our backyard here in Clarksville, and people love going to that. I think Pennyroyal, this is the first year we're doing Pennyroyal, and I'm excited to see how many people go. I personally love taking my kids there. It's great for little kids, and we have a lot of young families on this base, so I hope they get a lot out of that.
So you have Warrior Summer. Do you have anything coming up maybe in the fall or the winter time that people that they need to be aware of?
Yeah, so mark your calendars. I know it's Veterans Day, but November 11th, we're doing our 23rd annual Eagle Toy Run with Appleton Harley-Davidson.
Nice.
So it's a motorcycle run, but after the motorcycle run, there's an after party at Appleton Harley in Clarksville, and we're collecting toys for our Holly Jolly Holiday event, which is happening in December.
I love that, Holly Jolly Holiday, and you know that we're going to be highlighting this beforehand and, of course, giving you an update once that event is over. Again, share with us, and I ask this often because you never know who's going to be seeing this and who's watching and who can share. How can people volunteer their time, whether they live on base or if they're just a citizen out in the community?
Yeah, so we've got 2 brick and mortar facilities in Nashville and here at Fort Campbell. If you want to volunteer either one, volunteers.uso.org. And you can click where you want to volunteer and we'll get you started.
And recently we talked to a young man named Gabe, who is not only active service member, but he is also a volunteer, and really expressed how important it is to give that time, whether you're enlisted or if you're just out in the community and want something to do with your time. So again, it is valuable, whether it be a monetary donation, whether it be an item donation, or again, your volunteer time.
Yeah.
Anything else that I haven't asked you that we need to know about before we move into the month of July?
Yeah, just happy summer, and we're always glad you're here.
Last thing, there's also July 4th activities coming up, or July 4th weekend. We will be highlighting this later on, closer to time, but what do we need to know, or do you have that information?
MWR website, Fort Campbell MWR, Google that and you'll find all the information on their site.
And always a treat, stick with us. We always love having you, don't go anywhere. We have more coming up on Mornings on Main Street after this commercial break.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel, urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
Welcome back. When was the last time that you made a visit to the Tennessee Aquarium? Well, if it's been a minute, they have a new area there, Ridges to Rivers. And you know who's already made that trip? Our Tennessee traveler, Tom Adkinson. He's here with us to share what we can learn, what's new there to learn. First off, Tom, always a treat.
Delighted to be here. It's a nice day in Tennessee.
Well, first off, tell us this one. What is Ridges to Rivers and what can we learn?
It is a major new part of the Tennessee Aquarium in the freshwater building.
Okay.
Called River Journeys. And it is on the third floor. If you've been to the aquarium before, you know that you go to the top and start walking down through the levels. And it is a place that explains the beauty and the diversity of what's in the mountain streams that we all enjoy looking at in East Tennessee.
What surprised you the most, I guess, with the information that you learned by walking through?
The thing that got me the most is how colorful some of the little bitty fish are there in those mountain streams. I'm a trout fisherman. Every once in a while, I'll catch a small fish, a non-trout fish. And it's usually one that has a beautiful little red streak across its cheek. And I didn't realize that that was just one of probably a dozen different species that are in those waters. And some of them are just absolutely beautiful. One of them is called a tangerine darter. And that's a theme that goes through the whole exhibit. They did a caricature of a tangerine darter, which they named Clementine, which I thought was just a good citrus fruit joke.
Yes.
And indeed, seeing all of those beautiful little bitty fish, as one of my aquarium friends said, it's proof that we have stuff that's as pretty as some of the tropical reefs where people go out to go snorkeling and skin diving.
Oh, no kidding. Well, as you're looking through this, as you're going through this new area, how many exhibits do they have and are they interactive?
There are several that you can get involved with yourself. There's one, a separate aquarium with some slightly bigger fish in where kids and adults, I might tell you, can climb in a tube and be effectively inside of that aquarium, nose to nose with a rock bass. There's another one that simulates a mountain rainstorm.
Okay.
And it's really pretty cool. The sky goes dark, the wind picks up, the noises happen, the squall occurs. It's the only thing that doesn't happen is that you don't get wet. And then the main big exhibit, big piece of it, is a 22-foot stretch of stream. And it's so realistic that the aquarium specialists are hoping that over the course of time, they can actually have some nest building and maybe some spawning of some of the fish that they have in there.
How wonderful would that be? I'm just still amazed about the aquatic diversity that we have in our rivers and our streams that we can see. And what a great way to, educate the little ones. So maybe the next time they're out fishing, they can start, oh, that looks like the fish that we saw at the Tennessee Aquarium.
Right. And there's one other big piece toward the end of the Ridges to Rivers. It's a touch tank that has, and it's bigger touch tank that used to be in the aquarium. And it holds lake sturgeon. And lake sturgeon are this prehistoric looking fish, and indeed they are. They existed at the time of dinosaurs.
No kidding.
A lake sturgeon in Tennessee today, if it's lucky and lives, it can make it to 150 years old, be 8 feet long, weigh 300 pounds, And even in the Tennessee River, we don't think about there being fish that big.
No.
They have tough skins and ridges along their backs, and there's a tank there where you can just stand and reach your hand in the tank and feel one of these incredible prehistoric fish.
That might be the coolest. Could you imagine trying to reel one of those in?
Oh, that would be amazing. And by the way, you know, when people do catch them occasionally, it's the law. Those go back in.
Okay.
Unharmed and back in the water.
I had no idea that is the law. I love hearing that, though. Tom, thank you so very much for bringing this to our attention. How long should we give ourselves going through? Should we make sure we have a couple of hours?
Oh, my goodness. The Tennessee Aquarium should be an all-day event as far as I'm concerned. Okay. There's the freshwater aquarium. There's adjacent is the Ocean Journey. It's a saltwater habitats. Just amazing stuff. You could spend a couple of hours in each one of those easily. And then there's an IMAX theater with some of the knock your socks off movies you can imagine. So it's a 3-part stop right there. Give yourself the better part of the day to enjoy the Tennessee Aquarium.
Good to know. Thank you. We love following in your footsteps in your travels.
I have fun getting out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom. We'll see you next week.
Let's do it again. And in the meanwhile, everybody keep traveling.
You know we will. Thank you, sir. Stick with us, you guys, here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up right after this.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
I'm so excited about this new show.
Dino Trek is back again this year. It's bigger than we've ever had it before. To want to learn something.
What's new at the zoo with Jim Bartu.
Catch At the Zoo exclusively on Main Street Media TV. Check our on-screen TV guide for days and times.
Music City will be rocking June 23rd through the 25th with a different sound. The sound of NASCAR. The Ally 400 is back at Nashville Superspeedway, and this year, it's a night race. NASCAR in Nashville. It's guitars and fast cars under the lights. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to get your tickets today for the triple header weekend.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. You know, I love doing business features for small businesses in any community because that is the backbone of every community out there. We are here in Dickson this morning at New Wave Hobbies with Mr. Kenny Long this morning. He's the owner of New Wave Hobbies, has been now for 7 years, just moved to a new spot. Yes. First off, Kenny, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Well, let's talk about the new location where you are now.
Okay. So we're at 104 South Main Street, Dickson, Tennessee. Down on like the heart of what's happening in Dickson really right now. So it's the resurgence has been real, and we've been trying for some time to get down here.
Well, I love that you are here, and I know for both of us, because again, you're from Dickson, yep. I'm from Dickson as well, and we remember what Main Street used to be like here in Dickson. Yes. It is not what it is today.
Absolutely.
For you guys, you have a gaming location. You have systems, games, cards, and more. What else do you offer here?
Really just nostalgia. Like if you want to walk back to your childhood and you know, something that GameStop, listen, me and GameStop, the people, they're great, we get along well, but stuff they just don't no longer carry, you know, and so without having to drive an hour, 2 hours. You're here local, and we got just about everything you could possibly want.
It really is nostalgic walking in here.
So we do. We have Pokemon Pokemon Trade Day one time a month, and that's the second Wednesday of every month from 6 to 8, and it's free to anybody to come in. We give everybody a pack of cards. We have drawings for some stuff, but they trade amongst themselves. You know, like you don't have to trade. Some kids are like, I don't want to trade. I'm like, you don't have to, man. Just go show your stuff off, show your cards off, and we usually have between 40 and 50 people in here.
You survived COVID, which a lot of small businesses did not. Why did you do it, and what kept you going?
So, you know, so my daughter started middle school 8 years ago, and I was working at the ranch out in Nunley. It's a treatment center, and so was out there running groups for them, and honestly I just wanted to be able to spend more time with her. She got into school and sports and not have to miss her events. And so I started this then. So during COVID, it's only in America during a pandemic would collectibles grow.
True.
Yeah. You know, like I'm sitting here thinking I'm gonna have to shut the store down, and then since I already had an online presence on eBay and marketplaces, I was just able to sell like crazy. Like everything that wasn't selling was selling, and I saved up and moved to a different location and eventually moved down here. So yeah, I mean that's really the story of it.
That's amazing, and so glad you did survive and that you saw it pick up. And again, people being introduced to things they had to do at home. So whether it be games and cards, that's amazing. What is it like for you to share something that you loved as a kid?
I love it. It's. I think I was telling you before, but like I've coached sports forever, and there's a certain side that I love, that I always love the kids, and this is reaching a different. There's also obviously sports kids that come through here, but it's a different genre of kids. It's the ones that necessarily don't play sports, so they have something to come in, and it's just cool. They're really great kids and great. It's cool to be part of their life and know their names and stuff like that.
I love that so much. You've been seeing some pictures not only of the store, but some of the events that they've had through New Wave Hobbies. One question I do love to ask any small business owner, what advice do you have for someone else looking to open up a business in their area?
I mean, everything, just do it. You know, just don't start small. Don't have to be as big, because if you come look now, everybody's like, oh, it really took 20 years to get here. New Wave Hobbies started as a dream. It was my email was newwavehobbies@aol.com.
Stop.
so like, I mean, you know what I'm saying. So all the way back then, and we were doing stuff. I mean, I was doing stuff, and so it just gradually took. And there was times that nothing was happening, and nothing I was even trying to.
Right.
But then I always wanted to do something like this, because as a kid, I can remember going into shops like this and the interactions I had with not just the owners but the people, and it was special. So just to be able to, and now that we're on Main Street, to be able to be part of the community down here and festivals and it's really humbling, really. I mean, it is.
I love that so much. Kenny Long making special memories for those here in Dickson. Thank you so much for your time, for sharing this. Again, check out New Wave Hobbies here on Main Street in Dickson. Don't go anywhere. We're not done with you yet. We have more on Mornings on Main Street coming up right after this.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Welcome back to Today's Better Health. I'm Colleen Barton, and I'm here with Dr. Gil Kentoff and Dr. Wendy Toohey, and we're talking about the latest treatments in back and neck pain.
Many people, Colleen, come to see us with neck and back pain, and they develop tingling and numbness down the arm or lower back pain that develops into sciatica shooting down their leg. And for these patients, we have an advanced treatment technology, non-surgical decompression therapy that we really introduced to this area. It separates the vertebrae and creates a suction to allow fluids and nutrients back in to heal the disc naturally, relieving pressure on the nerve and on the joint. It's an amazing treatment.
We've been helping patients like this for the last 30 years, helping them get back to work, get back to their family, get back to the life they want to live.
I mean, it really is amazing. Technology helping us to live pain-free and better lives.
Right.
And I bet you have a special offer.
The first 25 callers will receive an examination, x-rays, review of our findings, and their first treatment, all for $39.
Call 615-551-3897 today to receive this special offer.
Welcome back. We are taking a look back at the Rackley Roofing 200 that happened this past Friday. We get to hear from Rackley truck driver number 25, Matt DiBenedetto. After that, we get to see some fun racetrack footage.
The team's third year in existence. We operate out of Centerville, Tennessee. So this weekend's obviously a really exciting race for us, being the Rackley Roofing 200, being, Rackley being my title sponsor, or being my sponsor and the title sponsor of the race. So, man, it's definitely an exciting one. But the team has, come such a long ways and been growing and been all in. I'm actually at the shop right now. I'm sitting in the break room, but just across from me, they just built their brand new shop, big race shop. So we're able to separate our late model race team and now our truck series race team, where we have a lot more shop space. So our team has been growing and getting better and better and better. And it's just neat to see all the strides that our team has taken, where we're now, able to be running consistently up in the top 5, up in the top 10, competing for wins, running up front. We got the team's first win last year at Talladega Super Speedway when Rackley Roofing came on board and partnered with the team, which, Rackley is obviously local as well as the Nashville area. It just was kind of a perfect marriage to where it allowed this team, the Rackley War team, to expand and move into the truck series and continue to grow. And they, they're all in. It's so neat to have a team here out of Tennessee, so all in and wanting to grow and wanting to be a championship contending truck series team.
Fun for the kids, a lot of different things. So stop by and see us.
Loved it. Looks so exciting. I swear your head just spins watching the cars go around and round, but looked like a great time. Thanks so much for joining us here for Mornings on Main Street. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.